This is QTV Nightly News. I am Mamudu Gajaga and thank you for joining us. Here are the news headlines. President Barrow received the credentials of ambassadors from 4 countries, Cuba, France, Canada and Malta, on Tuesday at the State House in Banjul. In a landmark ruling delivered on Monday at the High Court in Banjul, which sentenced Augustine Bangura, a Sierra Leonean national, to death for the brutal murder of British national and African diaspora advocate Sakina Chinedu in 2024. The Gambia National Women's Council under the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare held its first quarterly meeting with council members for the year 2025. As Gambian pilgrims prepare for the Hajj 2025 in Mecca, in Saudi Arabia, Tiwawan Travel and Tours intending pilgrims received their travel documents and other Hajj essentials on Sunday. Sanyang Major Health Center held its data presentation on Saturday, highlighting the center's achievements, challenges, and strategies to improve patient care. Those are the news headlines. Now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. President Barrow received the credentials of ambassadors from 4 countries, Cuba, France, Canada and Malta, on Tuesday at the State House in Banjul. Loli M. Camara witnessed the ceremony and filed this report.
This moment demonstrates Gambia's deepening engagement with the international community. The first to present her letter was Her Excellency Mrs. Carmelina Ramirez Rodriguez, Ambassador-designate of the Republic of Cuba. Her appointment marks a continuation of the long-standing solidarity between the Gambia and Cuba, particularly in the areas of healthcare and education.
For me, it's a great honor to have been designated to Gambia. And from now, our interest is to expand this cooperation that we have here for more than 30 years. Particularly, we have the cooperation in health sector. We have more than 100 Cuban doctors in the country in all the regions.
Next to present was Her Excellency Christine Fages, Ambassador-designate of the Republic of France, who emphasized the importance of strengthening trade relations and exploring other areas of cooperation.
As you know, we are having first a cultural action through Alliance Franco, who's been there since 1948. So it's a very old presence, but we are with the Alliance doing a lot of support to entrepreneurship, innovation, women and cultural exchanges. We also have a big project with the Gambian government on water, drinking water solution, on the WASIP project that will be inaugurated on the 17th of May with the President of the Gambian.
Also presenting his credentials was His Excellency Marcel Leblanc, Ambassador-designate of Canada, who outlined his planned engagements and activities in coming days.
I'll have the occasion tomorrow to visit some project we're funding, some mangrove preservation. We are involved with the public, with the civil society. We are also involved in girl and woman health, and we're quite happy to be here in the Gambia. It's my first official visit, and I hope to have numerous visits in the future.
The final envoy to present his credential was His Excellency Domenico Gaini, Ambassador-designate of the Sovereign Order of Malta.
For me, as the first ambassador to the Gambia, is a privilege because I love this country since I began to work for the relation, and of course I am very, very grateful to the superior of the order that I am here in the Gambia to help to serve this country for the developing, but mostly to serve the poor people in need, the fragile. This is our mission.
The accreditation of these 4 ambassadors is regarded as a strong testament to the Gambia's rising profile on the international stage and its dedication to building meaningful partnerships across continents. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
Now, in a landmark ruling delivered on Monday, the High Court in Banjul, presided over by Justice Ibrahim Jaiteh, sentenced Augustine Bangura, a Sierra Leonean national, to death for the brutal murder of British national and African diaspora advocate Sakina Chinedu in 2024. Usman Jatta has the details.
Justice was delivered on Monday in the high-profile case that captured national and international attention. Sakina Chinedu, a 60-year-old advocate for African unity and diaspora return, was murdered on February 14, 2024, in the village of Sinyang, West Coast region. The High Court found Augustine Bangura guilty of her murder and theft of her possessions. Sakina was not just another visitor to the Gambia. She was part of a growing movement of African descendants returning to the continent, not only to rediscover their roots, but to help rebuild them. As the representative of the African Diaspora Returnees Association, she believed passionately in the promise of Africa. Here is an excerpt of her interview with QTV's Momodu Gajaga at the PDOIS rally in 2024.
It's imperative that we come home and we build Africa so that we don't make the statements that you made about the political instability, the poorness. Africa is a rich continent and everybody else can see that except us. This is why other people are coming here, but we're not coming here. So we need to come here and we need to enjoy the fruits of Africa.
You look like one of us. Do you feel at home when you came to Gambia?
Absolutely. I've been coming here for 14 years, living here permanently for 2 years. This is the happiest I've been in my life. Every morning I wake up, I see the sun, first of all, and then I see people that look like me. That's enough for me. That's enough for me.
Sakina's vision was one of connection and empowerment. She saw the Gambia not just as a new home, but as a beginning. However, that vision was cut short in an act of senseless violence. After her death, the state swiftly opened an investigation and filed a bill of indictment on March 22, 2024. Bangura faced charges murder under Section 187 of the Criminal Code and theft under Section 252. According to the prosecution, Bangura struck Chinedu in the back of her neck with a hammer, leading to her death. He then allegedly stole items from her residence, including $80,000, 2 laptops, a tablet, flash drives, keys, and a Canon camera. The victim's body was discovered in a septic tank on her property. Recovered items were found in Bangura's possession and some sold to local vendors. Justice Jaiteh described the evidence as overwhelming. In his verdict, he found Bangura guilty on both counts, sentencing him to death for murder and 15 years in prison for theft. This verdict marks a significant moment in the pursuit of justice for the late Sakina Chinedu. However, for those who knew her, the pain continues, not for the life taken, but for the future she never got to build. Osman Jatta, reporting for QTV News.
Very sad news there. The Gambian National Women's Council, under the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, held its first quarterly meeting with council members for the year 2025. Jenna Bosonko was at the meeting, and this is our report.
Inaugurated in November 2024, the National Women's Council was established to advance the rights and well-being of women and girls in the Gambia. Women from across regions gathered to discuss women and social welfare-related matters, particularly existing projects meant to improve the plight of women and girls. The Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, Fata Kinte, provided a brief overview of the global history and formation of the Women's Councils.
And these councillors were elected last year from all the regions of the Gambia. We can say they represent all the women of the Gambia. In 1980, the council came into existence through an act of parliament. After the International Conference on Women, all the countries were asked to set up women's councils and bureaus. The councils were the highest advanced body to government on women's issues, and the bureaus, the administrative arm.
The Women's Council will use the Women's Act of 2010, the Gambia National Gender Policy 2025 to 2035, and other international instruments to guide their work. The Women's Act prohibits all forms of violence against women and imposes an obligation on government and private institutions to protect women from harm. Here is Ramata Jigo, chairperson of the Women's Council.
This meeting offers us a valuable platform to assess our progress, align our strategic goal, and strengthen our determination to uplift women at every level of the society. The diverse voice and representations gathered here today from across the country highlight the unity, resilience, and determination that define our movement.
The Gambia Demographic and Household Survey reveals that the prevalence of physical violence against women aged 15 and above has risen from 41% in 2013 to 46% in 2020. This increase includes in rural areas, where the prevalence rate, 47%, is higher than in urban areas, 45%. UNICEF found that approximately 73% of girls and women in the Gambia, ages 15 to 49 years, reported surviving FGM. Ndei Sumare, councillor for Bundung constituency, highlighted some of the challenges brought to her by women in her community.
They need support. Most of the time they see financial support to boost their businesses. Some of them have the knowledge, but the support is lacking, and they allow some school dropouts that that they can still be put to the system, especially vocational, or some will even continue their university studies.
The Gambia's Gender Policy 2025 to 2035 will mainstream gender into all national and sectoral policies, programs and budgets, address persistent gender inequalities across education, health, governance and economic development, combat harmful traditional practices and gender-based violence, enhancing women's participation in decision-making and leadership, strengthen institutional frameworks and mechanisms for gender equality. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jeraba Sonko.
We're now taking a short commercial break, and when we return, we'll bring you details on the first Hajj flight departing this weekend with Gambian pilgrims bound for Saudi Arabia, plus an in-depth look at the achievements, challenges and strategies aimed at improving healthcare at the Sanyang Major Health Center. Stay with us.
The future is now. With QCell's 5G network, experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fix Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. Tiwawon Travel and Tours intending pilgrims received their travel documents and other Hajj essentials on Sunday in preparation for the 2025 pilgrimage to Mecca in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This report by Babakar Sise is narrated by Mam Nabukar.
After attending over 15 induction sessions on Hajj matters, these intending pilgrims are now set to travel to Saudi Arabia to perform the pilgrimage. Hadin Yaik is an intending pilgrim.
We were here to pick up all our documents, our suitcases, everything needed to take. That's what we came for, to pick up. And mashallah, everything went well. This is a blessing. This is something everybody wanted. It's something everybody want, but God have to call you for it.
Prior knowledge of what Hajj entails plays a crucial role in helping pilgrims navigate the spiritual journey with confidence and ease. Sajo Kamara, also an intending pilgrim, is looking forward to a successful Hajj.
We are really enlightened. I think, and you know, the sensitization is very, very effective. It helps us also to know each other. Like all the pilgrims, we were able to meet and understand each other, know each other, so that when we go, we'll be able to support one another. So when I come back, it will increase my humility. Like, I should just know that I'm just a human being, like any other person. I will treat myself the way I treat others. This is what I believe in, and I think that is going to be, improve. Like, I will improve on those things. And my iman, my deen.
Physical exercise is important for intending pilgrims because the Hajj is physically demanding. Momodu Senghor has taken part in the organized exercise sessions conducted in collaboration with the armed forces.
Walking along the beach, going through the exercise, the physical exercise the soldiers took us through was really good. Because Mecca, if you look at the pilgrimage as a whole, it's a lot of walking. So one needs to get well prepared for this to be able to carry out the pilgrimage in the way it's supposed to be.
Aja Mariam Aduletsi is the managing director of Tiwawon Travel and Tours.
We were able to go to the beach with the pilgrims. We did a long walk with them, and then we did the stretches with the Gambia Armed Forces, mashallah, to get them physically fit and prepared. And then the next day, we were able to gather all the monies we collected from the Pilgrims Foundation. We went to the Cardiff Hospital, and we went to the maternity ward, and we gave them their envelopes, mashallah. We give them their buckets. We give them water. We give them prayer mats for the mosque. Today we did distribution of the accessories. Next is the Hajj proper. Alhamdulillah, we are looking forward to it. And we are prepared. We are physically, mentally, and spiritually prepared for Hajj, inshallah.
Other scholars and speakers at the event used the opportunity to educate the intending pilgrims on the spiritual significance of Hajj, while also emphasizing the responsibilities, expectations, and proper conduct required throughout the pilgrimage. According to the National Hajj Commission, the first flight carrying Gambian pilgrims is scheduled to depart from Banjul International Airport on Friday 16th May 2025. Mam Nabuka, reporting for QTV News.
Well, just by the end of that report by Mam Nabuka, there's been a new update in terms of the flight departing the Gambia. From this night, midnight, the first flight departs to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the pilgrims going to Mecca for Hajj instead of the date announced there earlier by Mam Nabuka. Now, Sanyang Major Health Center held its data presentation on Saturday, highlighting the center's achievements, challenges and strategies to improve patient care. Our Bob attended, and this is her report.
The theme of the convergence, evidence in action, data to drive better health outcomes, provided a platform for presenting and discussing key insights into service delivery, operational efficiency and overall performance. Dr. Hassan Jai, Director of Health Service at the National Health Insurance Authority, highlighted the critical role of data in shaping effective healthcare policies and practices.
Data is not just numbers. Each data point, whether it's in a chart or whether it is in an Excel sheet, represents a family, a patient, right, a community, and a story. The data entry from the facilities are what the quantification and forecasting team use to procure, to order, and also procure medicine for the country.
Omar Balde, officer in charge at the Sanyang Major Health Center, emphasized the importance of continuously using data to guide planning and enhance patient care.
This past year, our data has shown us progress. Improvements in maternal and child health indicators, broader access to essential services, and growing trust between us and the community we serve. But it has also shown us gaps in equity, in resources, and in consistency of care.
Karim Dabo, representing the Regional Health Directorate Western 2, and midwife Alfuseni Jabi, both commended the initiative, noting its potential to promote a data-informed culture across regional health facilities.
Based on the 2013 GBOS census, these facilities serve an estimated population of 31,596 individuals across 15 communities. Despite some constraints on resources and infrastructure, the facility continues to deliver high-quality care, reflecting its integral roles in both preventive and curative service at the community level.
The main purpose of this data presentation is to tell the community people, to tell them the service that we do. As you can see, that we put in information that is broadcast in our PowerPoints, the service that we do, how much delivery we conducted, how many patients that we see, the disease conditions that we see. We are reporting to the people in the community, and we invite the stakeholders to witness this.
Data presentation, according to organizers, is essential in transforming raw information into meaningful insights that guide better decision-making, communication, and understanding among healthcare providers. Experts also pointed to the importance of involving community members, philanthropists, and development partners in supporting data-driven health initiatives, particularly in building infrastructure and capacity that empower health workers to use data effectively. For QTV News, I am Our Bob.
From that story by Our Bob, now to sports news. The Gambia Football Academies Association, in partnership with AfriScout, has launched its nationwide tournament across various venues, beginning with an exciting opening match between KGH Sports Football Academy and Haken Fankanta Football Academy in Brikama. More in this story. Two stunning goals lit up the opening of the 2025 Gambia Football Academies Association National Under-17 Youth League, as KGH Sports Football Academy began their campaign with a commanding 2-0 victory over Haken Fankanta Football Academy. Mohamed Danso broke the deadlock just 10 minutes in with a brilliantly executed free kick, setting the tone for the match. Just before the halftime whistle, Hamidou Faye added a second to give KGH a comfortable lead going into the break. Haken Fankanta pushed to get back into the game, showing strong attacking intent and making several substitutions to sift the momentum. Despite a series of near misses, they were unable to break through KGS' resolute defense. Both teams displayed impressive possessional play and tactical awareness, offering a promising glimpse into the future of Gambian football. The National Under-17 Youth League is designed to promote football at the grassroots level, providing young players with a platform to showcase their talents and develop their skills. Speaking at the opening, Yahya Mane, president of the Gambia Football Academies Association, and Ibrahim Asware, communications assistant at the Gambia Football Federation, spoke about the significance of the competition.
Yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction. This is what you need in a nation that want to develop football. So it has to be developed from the grassroots. It's like a bottom-top approach. So when you are able to have a very structured youth league, it helps towards the development of football.
Because this is a grassroots football development initiative, and as AfriScout as a platform that collect data and analyze and also open make those data available to the scouts, came into to partner with the GFAA to make this a success.
A total of 12 football academies are vying for the league title in the National Under-17 Youth League, with matches taking place across multiple venues. KGH Sports Football Academy are the defending champions. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News. Now, before we end this news bulletin, here's a recap of our main news headlines. President Barrow received the credentials of ambassadors from 4 countries, Cuba, France, Canada, and Malta, on Tuesday at the State House in Banjul. In a landmark ruling delivered on Monday, the High Court in Banjul, presided over by Justice Ibrahim Ajete, sentenced Augustine Bangura, a Sierra Leonean national, to death for the brutal murder of British national and African diaspora advocate Sekina Chinedu in 2024. The Gambia National Women's Council, under the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, held its first quarterly meeting with council members for the year 2025. As Gambian pilgrims prepare for the Hajj 2025 in Mecca in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, 2-hour travel and tours intending pilgrims received their travel documents and other Hajj essentials on Saturday. Sanyang Major Health Center held its data presentation on Saturday, highlighting the center's achievements, challenges, and strategies to improve patient care. That's all in this edition of the news. Thank you very much for watching. Join us again at 10 for another bulletin.